he'll pick up here. Is she going to go for that heart just to tank up even more?
I think she needs the butterfly because most of the threatening damage is going to be coming from the anti-mage.
Yeah, I agree. And it doesn't look... Anti-Mage is sitting at 3k here. He still has a slot himself with that TP only in place, so it'll be interesting to see what he goes for. He might just hold off and actually wait to see what she goes. Brink falling really low. Laguna Blade going right through any resistance of Pudge, and that's an unstoppable streak for her. So great pick off to get this Pudge, and you know, just like that, Pudge being so tanky and all, but falling really quick in those last two fights. And Anti-Mage is going to storm down mid here and want to push that tower.
Michael's just been getting all the right Laguna Blades, and you know he's got his BKB now, he's got his Yule Scepter, and this point booster, is he going to be going for a Bloodstone, you think?
On who, sorry? On Lina?
Yeah, on Lina. Maybe an Octarine Core as well?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Octarine would be really good for her, actually, with that Agnum Scepter now. Level 21, she's so tanky, so I don't think she really needs the Bloodstone. If she gets that Octarine, that's going to prove pretty useful. Silence going out here. They really want to get Michael. They want this kill. And you know what? She's going to be pretty close to having enough mana back here to throw out a Laguna Blade. She does spend the BKB just to get out. And there's 4 heroes chasing her. And they're diving really deep to get this kill. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage is pushing bottom really hard, and she might be just fine. Throws out the Ensnare. Oh no, she's going to go down here. Sonic Scream going out, Sonic Wave, and Anti-Mage is still pushing bottom though. They haven't keyed up on him, and they're going to look to rotate top. TP coming in actually from the Pudge, so they're not going to have anybody here but Symbol on bottom, and Anti-Mage, you could probably just turn on her, buddy. She's not really that tanky yet. He's going to look to go back anyway. He wants to get back in this team fight. Gets Yulesed up here, and Phoenix throws out the ult. And he dives hard against this Witch Doctor. He needs to be careful. He doesn't have that much survivability, only with the eggs. Only with the heart, sorry. And Phoenix, beautiful Helvin's Halberd against that Anti-Mage. And he's going to look to just fly away here, but the Blink coming right back. Hook from the Pudge and throws down on Bree. Witch Doctor blowing out the ult as well. And Anti-Mage diving straight. He wants Fear the Reaper and manages to finally pick her up. Brink falling pretty low, and Acolyte is getting a huge impale as well. Michael blowing up. Who was it in the back there? I don't even know. Threw off the Laguna Blade, but that will be a 3-for-0 trade here. And Naga, wanting to protect the racks on bottom, actually cost them a full team fight up top. And that's some key heroes going down. I mean, yeah, it's their 2 supports, but you know what? Phoenix has been doing so much work in this game and falls to the Anti-Mage as well as Pudge being blown up yet again.
Backer, look at the tier 3 top, the TMC. That thing is dangerously low. Naga could walk up and backdoor it if she wanted.
Michael running pretty low here. You need to get away from those illusions there, buddy. Throwing out another BKB charge. And you know what? You might be... Oh no, Soul Booster coming out. That's still going to be an Octarine, I believe.
Oh, it could be a Bloodstone. You never know. Would allow her to spam her spells completely incessantly.
And they're having a little bit of difficulty here with Symbol. She's just starting to get really tanky now. On level 22, sitting at 4k gold, so she can go whatever she wants here. And, yeah, it's difficult. And Acolyte is really just kind of throwing out some sort of harass there just to get her away. And she TP's away, and she's going to look to just start farming again.
I really think she needs to eventually ditch the Diffusal Blade and go for Heart and Butterfly.
Bounty Hunter picking up the Glimmer Cape, so, you know, a little bit of magic resistance. And I don't know how much of that item is actually going to be useful here. There's not a lot of magic damage coming out from Overachievers. Interesting pickup for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it really is to protect the Anti-Mage when he goes in. I think I'm really liking that even though this meta isn't focused around late-game team fighting, there's a lot of items like the Glimmer Cape, the Lotus Orb, that just allow you to buff your carry further.
That's true, but Symbol picking up the Demon Edge here. Is that going to be a Daedalus, just for the right-click damage?
Yeah, it's going to be a Daedalus. This is classic Naga. For those of you that don't know, Naga actually, instead of Riptide, used to have a passive critical strike, and I think they nerfed that for obvious reasons, because it's just really powerful.
But either way, I think it's going to be really difficult to kill her already, so if she does get damage on top of that, it's going to prove really difficult. Frugos wanted to put up a ward, but gets spotted out instead, and everything's being blown up on him. Doesn't manage to get off any sort of stun yet, and they're diving deep on him. Wants to get denied by Rosh, but gets blown up instead by Nyx. Manages to get the track kill too, and they spot out the Pudge. Track gone on him, even though he's invis, and throws him up in the air from the Yule Scepter. And they go hard, but Phoenix here on the back throws out the egg. Brink's falling pretty low. Does actually get denied by a neutral creep. And Fear the Reaper actually manages to figure out to survive through that egg and still jumps away. And they're going hard on these Naga illusions. They don't even know that she's not even there. And she's going to start to come in on the back here. Really, it's only Pudge and Witch Doctor going down. Michael being thrown down on the Heaven's Halberd here. Anti-Mage still wants Fear the Reaper. Yeah, he's not able to blink away here, you're right. And Anti-Mage is just kind of stuck here between a rock and a hard place. And they just want to take these Naga illusions and take away what they've gotten with this Witch Doctor and Pudge kill.
Meanwhile, on top, it looks like Queen of Pain able to get down that tier 3 tower and most of the ranged racks, so very good distraction from overachievers.
Yeah, Silencer trying to protect the racks, but haven't quite taken them down yet. Naga throws out the song just to secure the safe getaway here. Phoenix running really low, and yeah, he's just gonna look to get away. Throws out the Sunray just to get over the cliff so he can easily escape, and Anti-Mage jumps right back into the Raj Pit, so he's finished a Butterfly here. You know, Naga had that Demon Edge. It's actually an MKB, so she must have spotted Anti-Mage going for that Butterfly. So that's going to be a return right on top of Bree, and it's going to be difficult for him to survive if this Naga goes on top of him.
Okay, now who won that engagement is the real question.
I'd definitely give it to the creeps. They secured those 2 kills. They were still spending so much, and Naga was just kind of looking for any engagement point, and she just wasn't really getting any. Sure, she did a lot of damage, but it was really Anti-Mage hopping around, and he was so tanky from that heart that, yeah, I'd still give it to creeps. They didn't get the racks up top, so if they would have secured the racks with that Queen of Pain jumping on them, I probably would have given it to overachievers, because, yeah, sure, cost up the Pudge, cost up the Witch Doctor, who cares, we got a racks, but we weren't able to secure it.
Yeah, this is true. And now, I guess it's going to be Moonshard time for both the carries on either team.
Really? Moonshard, yeah, I mean, it's sitting at 3,300 gold here for the Anti-Mage. I mean, they want to save for buyback for sure, because it's kind of getting to those dire point here. We're sitting up at 45 minutes. XP has dropped completely going into TMC's direction, and gold starting to dwindle a little bit here. I mean, Naga's pretty much slotted, right? She's ran out of control. She is 6 slotted. All she has to do left is upgrade her boots again and upgrade the diffusal blade. So she's kind of ran out of any sort of way to farm anymore, and only really buyback's her most important savior here. So it's really just kind of looking back and forth between this Anti-Mage, and he picks up his boots of travel as well. Silence going out. For what? I don't know. It's only the Pudge here that they're going to catch out. Impale going off, Laguna Blade right away to take out that Pudge, and that's going to be a mega kill for the Anti-Mage. Throws out the Manta as well, just in case to take out those Naga illusions, and they might just be happy to take out that one. Phoenix jumping in just in case, and Michael being Glimmer caped up, but they're hopping right back on top of him, and they want Bree. They want this kill bad. It's Snare going out and Symbol jumping hard on him. Witch Doctor all being used too, and he's actually going to go down. That's a mega kill streak being thrown out for the Phoenix. Michael getting off his BKB, throwing hard on top of Symbol. Phoenix Egg coming out as well. This is going to be a huge team fight for them if they manage to bring down Michael. Anti-Mage actually jumping in instead too, throwing out the buyback. Aegis being expended by Michael, and they're going to keep going hard on her. Anti-Mage wanting to jump on top of Symbol, and Scream coming up from the back here. Anti-Mage running really low. This Naga's starting to take him out, and that will be a dieback if he doesn't get away. Gets Glimmer caped up, and he'll manage to get out. And Laguna Blade being tossed again. Symbol almost dying to that Laguna Blade. And right now it's only a 3-for-1, but that was a buyback from the Anti-Mage, so that was a 2 kill for 3 trade. And they did able to secure that
Aegis.
Rax and take down the Aegis, but the Rax didn't go down here, so all in all, TMC is still picking up a positive team fight there. We have yet to bring down that Naga Siren. They were so close after that Laguna Blade. Had they secured that kill, that would have been a huge break point. She would have had buyback, but that's scary times when you start having to buying back, and Anti-Mage has experienced that himself. He wants to push, but he's got to be careful.
Yeah, I think it was ultimately a 3-for-3 trade. I'm just surprised that they couldn't even take down the range racks there.
Yeah.
A couple hits from the Naga illusions would have been enough.
And do you see what just came out there? Another one.
Yep, another Lotus.
It's going to be pretty good. I think it's going to be good on, Ensnare as well as Pudge's ult, probably. As well as Witch Doctor's stun.
Yeah, I'm still not sure, but I think it's, again, just another thing to put on your carry to give him an edge in a team fight, but I'm not too sure how I feel about it this game.
Yeah, they're not going to... I mean, should he sell the Vlads and go BKB for Anti-Mage? They're kind of locking him down there, as they did with that Ensnare, so...
Double down on sorcery.
And Snare does go through spell immunity, though.
It does. That's the thing. There's no good choices. There's only okay choices.
Yeah, and Anti-Mage isn't going to have buyback for a little while here, and he wants to push bottom. He really wants to get a Rax, and rightfully slow. I mean, TMC really needs to get something done here. They've defended great, but if this Anti-Mage goes down again in another team fight defense, that's it for them. They're going to take down a Rax, and they don't really have enough carry to come back. They jump right on top of Soulflu, though, and that will be a Queen of Pain going down rather quick. And yeah, Pudge missing on a hook, and Bree's going to get another one. That's a double kill for him. Frugos on the back here, throwing off a nice ward here from the cliff, but is going to go down to this Anti-Mage. And with that Lotus Orb, he gets stunned up as well, and Anti-Mage getting a triple kill here, and they might actually want to chase down more. And they're pinging out Symbol. They want this kill. They need to get rid of her. She's sitting at 5k gold. She can buy back, but they need to get rid of her. And Bree dodging a hook, and he's got full recovery here. And Akla coming in the back, throws at the Lotus Orb too, gets a huge impale. And Brink running so low, he's dead, and they're going to jump on Symbol. But she does still have the song, and she's going to TP away. But that is a 4-for-0 trade, and TMC really starting to come back in this and really protecting that Rax. They just, overachievers cannot complete this Rax kill.
No, I just can't wrap my head around why they don't just get a couple of hits on that ranged Rax. There was no backdoor protection there. They had creeps nearby, and they really could have secured it. It would have just caused the lane to start auto-pushing, but they're too focused on getting kills and taking that Anti-Mage.
Yeah, and Anti-Mage here on bottom. Manta's out of the ensnare, and that's going to push Naga back, and both of them just fighting with illusions. And Bree wants to go elsewhere, but he's not going to get the job done. There's still 2 T2s coming out for Overachievers, so he really wants that bottom Rax, but he's not going to get it as Overachievers are starting to respawn. He's going to look to just keep up the farm. He doesn't have buyback quite yet, but sitting at 5,300, and Anacletus throwing a little smirk here for the Anti-Mage. As we've talked about it, an Anti-Mage, you can never forget about him, because god damn it, his blink is just too good. He runs around the map, and with Boots of Travel, he pushes in a Rax so quick, and then can just get right back, farm again, and then completely secure a team fight, which he has been doing for this last, 3 now that they've defended this Rax?
Yeah, and it's I just don't know how to feel about it. I feel like it'd be good if TMC was preventing the Rax through sheer skill of their own, but it seems like it's OA just really focusing the wrong part of the game.
Yeah, and it's funny because you're the Naga player, I'm the Anti-Mage player. It's a little bit of back and forth, and I was even giving it to this Naga. She was having so much space created with Pudge running around and landing great hooks and getting a lot of kills. But late game here, it's really all the Anti-Mage doing so much work for TMC. And on top of that Laguna Blade throwing away at that Pudge, they're nuked down any sort of tank that they had, and it's really just the Naga sitting pretty much lonely to get any sort of kills and be able to survive through a team fight. So good credit to TMC to bring this one back and really getting the right sort of item builds. Lina does now have that Octarine core too, so that's pretty huge for that Laguna Blade.
Yeah, I think that Overachievers, like, Symbol isn't really playing the Naga like I think he needs to play the Naga. He's playing her more as a fighter, and he needs to be playing her more like a rapper.
Shoe Whistle finally picking up a kill here on bottom, throws out the Shuriken Toss, manages to get out that Witch Doctor. Silence going out, and they do drop the stun for Michael, so that will be a Queen of Pain too, and neither of them have buyback. They're down for quite a while, and Naga wants to get this top rack. She probably will. She actually elects to go back. They want this Anti-Mage, and he doesn't have Manta, so this will be a dead Anti-Mage. And that's not good for him. He's out down for 120 seconds, and there's no buyback yet. He's down for quite a while. And buyback doesn't come up for another minute or so this will be a Rax for them, and this might be the opening they need. They're still minus 2 players, so it's just the Anti-Mage going down. Michael still has that Octarine core, so look out for a lot of damage coming out. Curse coming out. They don't have any more mana, and Symbol just doing what he can, trying to take out this Rax before they get back. And they rightfully do it, so Anacletus coming back here, throwing out an Impale on Brink. But they do manage to get the Rax, so it looks like TMC is just going to fall back here. There's no sense in going deep on them. They're just going to be able to get away. And Naga's just far too tanky to be able to take them down without the Anti-Mage. And she's going to look to go mid here to take down the second set of Rax.
Yeah, it was okay. So I will give it to her. Taking out the Anti-Mage was really good. I just think that they're a little bit too tunnel visioned on it. And now that he's gone, they might be able to take 2 Rax.
Yeah, and they actually got a lot out of that kill. I mean, they're all sitting really high on gold here. Brink, no mana, but still wanting to jump up here. He really wants to take down the second set of Rax. And Naga's actually went back to push waves, and they might actually pick up Rosh. Laguna actually being thrown out on Pudge again, so that will be another kill, and he doesn't have buyback, so they should be able to protect another Rax being pushed out. But Naga might need, she just needs one more hit, and she'll get it. So they do manage to get the tower, and this should be a free Rosh. She doesn't have any more mana, but I think they can just manage to get it with Anti-Mage still being down. He does have buyback now, it's finally up. So, if he wants to,
Where's the Moon Shard? Where's the upgraded BOTs? Come on. Use that 11k gold you got.
Oh my god. Yeah, and just like that, I mean, net worth 3,700. Anti-Mage doing okay, but he's still, Jesus, he's still 5k beneath her, so she's had so much room to farm this game. You know, with this Rax being down, it's going to be really difficult for them to kind of push back and win this one, especially they haven't even taken that T2 yet on top. And she gets Necronomicon. She throws away the MKB, and she just wants to go full push build here all of a sudden. And, I mean, why not? With a Rax down, it's interesting to see, for sure. You don't usually see that on a Naga Siren. But, yeah, I mean, she's got enough gold. She can do whatever the hell she wants.
There's a couple items like that that you can really, like, she should just be grabbing her own Flying Courier to sit in the woods beside her, Refresher Orb, and the Necro 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with the Refresher for sure, especially with that song. That's for initiation as well as if she needs to get out and just TP back to base. But they're all... Look at Pudge TPing in right here on Soulful. They're going to start pushing lanes, and this is going to be turning completely into a rat kind of game with that Rax down on top.
Yeah, not to mention with the Refresher, you can also do double Illusions, double Manta, you can do double Necro Book. It really turns you into the Rat Queen.
And they smoke up here. Shoe Whistle and Michael want to go in, find this Naga, and they probably will. They do pick her out here with that ward, but she's just too damn fast right now. Shoe Whistle want to go deep, and he's going to be able to spot her out. Hasn't figured... No, tracks the wrong one. And he does see that after. And it will be Phoenix actually taking down the Nyx Assassin up top with the three of them. So Brink, as well as Selful, actually taking down that Nyx Assassin. And this is a Bear Rax. This is going to be really difficult for TMC to come back. It's all on the Anti-Mage. Turned into a pig here. Silence going out. Naga Illusion's coming in. There's a lot of... Somebody's built a pipe as well. I think that was the Phoenix. It's Snare going out on top of Michael for Lena. Egg coming out, and Anti-Mage just wants to turn on it, but gets Yule's up instead, and he's not going to be able to take this out in time. Actually, he manages to bring her down right at the last very second, and he wants to go deep. He wants to jump on all three of these guys. Brink running pretty low, and he actually switches on top of the Queen of Pain, but she blinks out, and I don't think much is going to come from this. As top's being pushed in, creeps are already made it there, and mid's made it as well, and this is a naked Rax. Michael actually getting stunned up here from the Witch Doctor, but it will be Bree coming in from the side, and this should be a dead Witch Doctor. I mean, there's not much you're going to be able to do against this Anti-Mage, but great jukes, and really delaying any sort of death. But that will be a track kill on top of the Witch Doctor, so great pickup there. And yeah, it's really just turned into a rat game. Look at these Naga Illusions doing a lot of work here. They have spotted her out here. Shoe Whistle looking for the track here just in case, but... God, it's going to be so damn tough for them to come back on this one now.
And at the same time, for overachievers, it's all on the back of the Naga. You know, she has to be able to keep this up, because one team fight going for, and Anti-Mage can just march right down mid.
They're all pretty much...
That defusal too.
They're all pretty much maxed out too. I mean, Quap's got the Yules, she's got the Scythe, she's got the Eggs, she's now going Necro as well as the Naga. Naga's already maxed. Pudge is doing pretty good. He's picked up the Ghost Scepter, so, I mean, if he wants to, he can go E-Blade. But he's pretty well maxed out. Phoenix still only one slot away. And Witch Doctor, God, he's got a BKB and Egg, so pretty farm Witch Doctor, to say the least.
Yeah, I think this is a 5-man Necro game for sure.
Yeah, they can just keep them at bay with this top Rax being down. There's not a lot they can do to come back on top with it. And they're just having such a difficult time with these Naga Illusions. They really can't do any sort of work to get her out. Nyx actually blowing up the Queen of Pain there, so good work on him. Look at that Midas. It's actually kicked in quite a bit for him. He's got Yules, Booties, Lotus Orb, Blink, and now he's got an Ultimate Orb. What's that going to be for? Probably another Scythe, eh?
Yeah, I think they just need to be able to lock down everyone on overachievers. The Pudge and the Phoenix, especially in team fights. I mean, Naga isn't really in the team fights that much. Oh, and she really wants that tier 3 bottom.
You know, Anti-Mage and Lena doing a lot of work this game, though. I'm just taking a look now. And both of them with 13 kills apiece. They've really come back in this game, and really great credit to them. And they've focused down the heroes they needed to with the Laguna Blades on Pudge, and Anti-Mage just rotating around the map, doing great. But it is really going to prove difficult for them to kind of push back and win this game. XP now swung back to 0 for both these teams. Look at the dive in that curve. And Gold pretty much doing the same thing, actually coming back to 0. So now that everybody's capped out, there's no real huge lead other than the side of those racks going down here, and TMC's racks.
Yeah. Yeah, the graphs, I think, tend to become less and less accurate as the game gets super late. We could be looking at a 75-minute game here easily, and I think everyone's going to start to get 6 slotted pretty soon.
Yeah. And yeah, it's really just going to be a push game here for this Naga. And, you know, as boring as it is, it's exactly what they have to do. They just kind of have to keep them at bay, and it's really fine for this Naga now. She's picked up a heart, so she wants to tank up even more too. So she sells that MKB, and yeah, she's going to send those illusions in. They go hard here on Brink, and throws out the Ghost Scepter to keep him alive a little bit longer, but I think he's going down either way. That's a track on top. He's managed to stay up a little bit. Fear the Reaper getting turned into a pig, and they're going to start to chase. This could be a huge teamfight swing here. BKB going out for the Phoenix, but he's falling rather low. Shoe Whistle actually doing a lot of work, and now they need to focus down this egg. Good thing they have Lena here. She's starting to stack up, and she takes it down pretty quick. Symbol throwing out the ult, but gets used up. Michael's last little bit of BKB here, and she's going to be stuck. Raoul throwing out the silence. And Witch Doctor trying to use the ult, but the silence was out, and it was successful. Lotus Orb being thrown on Michael, and they're going hard on this Naga. She's running really low, and Anti-Mage comes in from the back here, and this could be a dead Symbol. He will have buyback, but that's definitely a huge pickup for sure, because if they manage to get her again, that could be all of a sudden a turn into a game. And they're all running really low. They need to get back here, because that's a huge creep wave coming up here on top that's going to be pushing in. And yeah, they do manage to heal up, but great pickoff. So if they manage to bring that down this Naga, they can do exactly what they did to the Anti-Mage there and take a Rax of their own. Rosh is up now too, with a cheese.
Now, what does this Anti-Mage do? He's got 11k gold. I think he should be eating a moon shard at this point, but is there anything else he can ditch?
You know, I do the same thing. I forget about the moon shard sometimes too, but yeah, you're exactly right. He needs to just get a moon shard. It would help him so much in those team fights that he could blow them up that much quicker. But yeah, just saving the 11k for now, I guess. Enjoying his bags of money for the time being. I do think he might need an Abyssal, to be honest, but it's hard. Like, at that point, you need to sell the Battle Fury, but he needs the Battle Fury to be able to push. And it's just proving really difficult. Cargo worth how much? Holy shit. Somebody picked up a huge item that I missed, and it got nicked out by that courier. That was 5,125 in the courier worth of cargo, and it is now gone for the next 3 minutes.
Well, that could be your Abyssal right there. I honestly, now, I'm not a huge Anti-Mage player, but can you ditch the Manta at this stage in the game for the Abyssal? No,
you need the Manta. The Manta is the whole sole purpose of the Anti-Mage to just take away any sort of mana and does the extra damage, right? So the more damage that's gone, Anti-Mage does more damage.
But at this point in the game, I mean, the mana burn is still only 64 per hit. It does start to fall off. It doesn't scale at all.
It falls off against the Naga, yes, but that's what's been doing all the work against that Pudge. That he's so goddamn tanky that it takes away any sort of mana from Pudge, and he's really just killing himself with the Rot. As well as taking out Witch Doctor and the Phoenix and the Quap, you still need the Manta. And he needs the Manta to push. He needs the Manta and the Battle Fury to push. I mean, like I said, really it's only the Battle Fury that can be sold at this point, but it's so hard because they need to push out. They've lost the range racks on mid. They only have the melees. They've lost all of top. And bottom's being pushed in by these Necro units constantly, and they'll eventually just start to wear down, and they can play the slow siege game. They're starting to jump on Pudge here. Throws out the Laguna Blade, and he's going to go down really quick. That's another track kill. And these track kills are giving them so much gold, and they've got them really back into this game, so Bounty getting shit on in the early game, but later on those track kills do prove to be worth, especially at the over 62-minute mark.
Why is it that whenever I play Bounty, you know, that could be the case, but the game always ends in 35 minutes?
Yeah, I know, eh? And they're just going to start to push mid here, and why not? They're down one hero. They've pushed out pretty much everything that they can. Naga wants to take down bottom, but they're going to take out this T2, and Anti-Mage doing so much work. And they want to jump on Fear the Reaper. He dives away. And Anti-Mage is just going to look to jump back here. Queen of Pain already at the Rax along with Naga, as well as the Witch Doctor. And, you know, if they take out this Rax, this is pretty much game for them. So, turned into a pig already and blown up right away. But, oh my god, Witch Doctor doing so much work. Look at that bounce around. Does finally get dropped by the Anti-Mage, but Anacletus really low. And they need to clear these out before any sort of Rax goes down. And they're going to start to chase down Symbol, but good god. It's only Pudge with the buyback here.
Yeah.
That's 2 without buyback, but Symbol, god, so much work for him.
Yeah, and everything is pushed out. And you can say what you want about, you know, Anti-Mage being able to clear waves as fast as he can run, but you still need to wait for your creeps to get down there. You've only got 50 seconds before really all of the way is up.
Yeah, and he wants to push all the way through, but you gotta be careful there, buddy. You're not gonna make it very far until all your racks are gonna be gone. And Courier's gonna be up here in a second. Let's check out what was actually on that Courier. So it was a Moonshard. You were correct with that. That's what he did pick up. Creep wave pushing pretty hard on mid. This could be the melee racks going down if they do send the Naga in. Shoe Whistle still here just to protect, just in case, but him alone is not going to protect the racks. So Anti-Mage is forced to jump right back in. And you know what? He did take the racks down on bottom. So that's a great pickup for him. And, you know, they're running pretty low here. They are left with 2 melee racks, 1 bottom, 1 mid. And that, you know, it could be enough to get back into this game, because now for Overachievers, they're going to have to do the same thing and start protecting their own racks, but it still will be really difficult now that the ranges are taken from all of TMC.
Naga now being 8-slotted, picking up a heart. Now, I don't know what she's planning on doing with this, because she's already 6-slotted in terms of items that she wants to have on her when she's fighting.
Yeah, she's just kind of switching between the two, and she gets tracked, turned into a pig, and this is going to be huge if they manage to pick her off, and she will be dead. That is no buyback. She has no buyback for 120 seconds, and this could be the opening that they've been looking for. Anti-Mage jumping right back in. He wants to get something done, and he's just going to start pushing waves, and this is exactly what they needed. And with that Rax down on bottom, they might just want to take the Rax on mid here. Quap's got the invis. She's going to be looking around. She does have that Necronomicon, so she might actually just try to rat and jump in, because there's no way in hell she's going to be able to protect by herself. That Anti-Mage is just going to blow her up. And he's just waiting for creeps here.
Eat that Moonshard.
That's what she's doing. She's taking away any sort of creep foundation. Sneaky little Quap. And she's going to start pushing in with those two.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Oh my god, look at this Anti-Mage attack. Oh, just disgusting.
And yeah, at this point, this is like the... Well, no shit, but this is the best time to play an Anti-Mage. It's so much fun. And they're going to jump right on top of Saufu, and she will not have buyback either. She's been dying so much lately, and she's down for 90 seconds. So that's 2 huge cores for Overachievers that are down. And with that Rax already gone, this, like, I mean, they had a huge opening, but Quap taking down that creep wave on mid. Now that she's gone, they don't have any more mobility. And Anti-Mage is just going to look to push these creep all the way down in the bottom, and why not? Nobody can stand up to him. They can throw the Heaven's Halberd on him, but he's going to manta out and keep pushing down these racks. He's got 35 seconds to do so.
Quap doing what she had to do, though. She's just, you know, taking out a couple creep waves, trying to cut it to buy time until Naga gets back up.
Anti-Mage waiting to
Naga
jump.
can get back up, they can...
Did you see that? It was just such a standstill between the two of them. Sorry to cut you off there, but like Punch was just waiting for any sort of jump, and then he forced away and actually running pretty low. It will be Fear the Reaper going down here. That was just too hilarious. And Anti-Mage is going to go really hard on this Rax here on mid. And this is going to be another second set of Rax here. Naga up in 4 seconds. And they might look to just go top here. Witch Doctor TPing up on top, so he's going to push really hard here. And Naga might just look to do the same. They're going for the throne. They're going for the finish here. Lotus Orb going out on Anti-Mage, and he's pushing this T4 tower down. Naga can't do this alone. Throws out the glyph, but Quap isn't up for another 14 seconds. Can they do this? Michael clearing out the illusion. Silence going out too. Brink jumps right back in, but he's going to get blown up. And it's the throne exposed. And they're going hard on this. This is GG. Naga coming in with the song, but as soon as it goes down, Anti-Mage is probably just going to stick on these racks, or on this throne here. Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. Witch Doctor throwing out a really good ult. He's going to need to back off. Jumps to the other side. Lotus Orbs just as he was turned into a pig. And he's going to go hard. He's running pretty low. But that is GG. And it will be 2-0 here for TMC, winning the Western Invite Series 1 here. What a game. Like... What a game. We were talking about late game, how it doesn't happen anymore, and it was just so much back and forth here between Naga and Anti-Mage. and it proves to be Anti-Mage being the winner here. 22-5-9 at the end. 885 gold per minute. Oh my goodness, there's just so much back and forth in that game. What do you think about Avivi?
Yeah, you pretty much said everything. It's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
Not much to say about that. Very late.
Quite a tiring game for sure, but really, really impressive between these two teams. It was a great series to cast for sure. Thanks for everybody coming out. Yeah, TMC moving on to the next series here, and just like that, jumping right across into one step closer to winning the Western Invite. And thanks everybody for coming out, and hopefully we can cast another one soon. And go ahead and follow us at our own Twitch at NewMetaMedia, as well as UGC League's channel. And go ahead and follow us over at Twitter. I'm at SubZeroDota, and Vivi is at ViviDota with 2 eyes. So thanks again, and have a great night, everybody.
Good night, people.